done? Can we remember how to do this? Right, we are on nearly the end of April. So, time for a bit of a overdue update. Been quite a lot going on since South Africa, to be honest. Yes, I think this is just a bit of a sort of update of what's been going on, where am I at, what's the kind of new plan, because obviously season plans have to change a little bit, and kind of what's coming up. So yeah, South Africa obviously didn't go to plan. I think combination of definitely picked up some kind of illness of some sort, like the week leading in. My tummy wasn't great, but I didn't think much of it because it wasn't really bad enough to think it was anything actually wrong, especially compared to some people that were being sick or whatever. So I think that was one thing. I think I must have picked up some kind of virus as well with how my body then felt when I came back. And then I think on top of that, all the kind of emotional stress going on in the background. So yes, I think all those things combined, I think like the immune system is a bit lower, so whatever I picked up hit me harder. I think yesterday was one of the first days I've woken up in 3 weeks where my aura stats were back to almost normal. Not quite normal, but almost normal, which shows, there's definitely been a lot going on. So yeah, hugely disappointing though, South Africa. I think I felt in such a great place physically. Like I think like I said in my pre-race video, I'd had like a really good sort of 4 or 5 months of training. It's like the most running that I've done basically since St. George. The course was great for me. Conditions were great. Like when we woke up and it was a bit windy, I was like, yes, this is going to be like perfect conditions. And even like that morning felt great, was super excited. And coming out of the water and like being actually close to Anne, I was like, great, like we can literally go and have fun on the bike. And then it was just like, no, the body is saying no. So trying to get over that was actually like really hard. Well, like really hard in some ways and really easy in others. Like I think with everything going on with Vic, it was super easy to put it in perspective and be like, it's just a race, like not really that important. But on the other hand, I think with the last like 3 years of so many races going wrong, so many other things not happening, etc., I think I'd almost like in my head been like, this is like, not like the decider, but almost this is going to like help determine whether or not the season goes well, whether or not I think I can keep like race it. I think I'd probably put too much pressure on that race as this either means I'm back or not. Which, yeah. And there was like a lot of slightly over dramatic feeling sorry for myself that week and messaging my family group to kind of be like, I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. But yeah, managed to, like, lots of people were super helpful in that kind of process of, so I think there were a few, I think I had to like kind of almost like grieve the opportunity of, that was a great opportunity, and for whatever reason, the body just said no. We then obviously had like actual grief with everything going on with Vic, which, like I said, puts everything into perspective, but also there's then also like the guilt of feeling really bad about racing when everything else is going on. So there's like, yeah, there was like loads of, I think like the emotional impact was way bigger than I let myself think it should be. Because again, like you're like, don't be so ridiculous.
Who's Vic?
Sorry, I just assume that everyone knows. Which, to be honest, if you don't know and you're following this channel, then you should know. Yeah, so Vic is Jack's wife, which still sounds a bit weird to say because for a very long time they were just flatmates. Yeah, so Jack, obviously, 226, my videographer, and the person that many people also think is my brother, which yeah, same. So obviously she got, I say obviously, again, if you've not followed it, then I'm not sure where you've been, but she got diagnosed with super aggressive cancer and it went very quickly. So I think for everyone, that whole process has been, well, I think for most of us, we just don't know how to process it, to be honest. So I think all of that going on emotionally, then like the kind of physical impact from the emotional impact is like, more than what you think it's going to be. Especially, like, I pride myself on being like a pretty resilient, sort of tough person, and you don't want to think that something, like, I guess because it's emotional, so it's kind of like, it feels like it's just in your head, which, I mean, obviously it's not. There's a lot of physical manifestations of emotion, but it feels like you should be able to control it, or like you should be able to be the stronger person, like, and kind of get on with everything. So it definitely took, well, I'd say it's still taking time. And then, like, alongside that, I definitely got hit by some kind of, well, I said maybe it was a virus, maybe it was just all the emotions, but I probably spent that first week, 10 days post South Africa, basically in bed. Like, really, like, my whole body was just like, no, you're not really doing anything. So, I felt like super fatigued. Yeah, almost like super fatigued, and also actually quite depressed, I'd say, from the of like all the combination of the disappointment in the race, the grief at everything going on with Vic, the like frustration of then not being able to train, because also the weather was really nice, and I was like, the one thing I could do with is being able to go out and train and enjoy the sunshine and being with people. And so I had basically like 10 days of feeling very sorry for myself. And then I had like a couple of really good sessions with my mental coach, Jim, who I'd obviously been like talking to throughout, and we'd spent quite a lot of time actually just trying to work on, like, the main thing we've been trying to work on actually is just confidence. Because again, I'd say like the last like 3 years, that confidence in racing and being able to race and the calf holding itself together, etc., has taken a real battering. So we've worked a lot on that, but then obviously alongside that, we've also been trying to work on how do you get that right balance of kind of like acknowledging the emotional side of things and kind of allowing yourself to sort of grieve and like wallow in some of the frustration, but also like come out the other side of it. Because I think probably that first 10 days I just let myself wallow, which I also think I probably needed. Took me like 10 days, and then I literally woke up one day and I was like, my brain fog's lifted, I feel much better, got stuck back into training. And I'd say like I haven't felt like 100%, but I'd say I'm like 95%, managed to string together a couple of good weeks of training. So I was like, I'm going to go do Valencia just to kind of, I just want to go and finish a race. So my aim for Valencia is just finish. Get through a race, enjoy it, enjoy like being in a competition again, and just try and start that stepping stone of I can race, I can finish a race. It's all good. So we've got Valencia. I've then got a busy few weeks I'd come back for one day from Valencia for our good friend's wedding. Then the next day we fly off to Girona for Tracker 360, which I'm really excited about. I think I've heard it's just like amazing atmosphere. It'll obviously just be like a good adventure on the bike. I've got a very exciting bike to reveal. I don't actually know if I can say that, but I've not said what it is, so ooh, fancy. Tracker, then back for a couple of weeks. We're then going to do the Gralloch Gravel up in Scotland, just because I love it up there. And again, it's just, the race is always great, atmosphere is great. And And then I'm gonna do Hamburg as my Ironman, try and get my Kona slot. We'll then have to do a bit of reassessing of like what else do I want to do across the year, basically. I then need to make a decision of, do I want to still sort of try and chase the Pro Series or not, which then becomes quite hard, basically because of some of the decisions I've made around gravel racing to not do a 70.3 pro race earlier. So it basically means then my only options are really doing ZLMC and Worlds, of which I need to qualify for. So yeah, we'll see about if I do Pro Series, then I'll also have to go and do Lake Placid, which I think I'll probably like 90% go do anyway, just because it looks like a great course. I've heard good things about it, and I think I'd probably like to finish another Ironman before Kona, but see, I might have a cracker at Hamburg and be like, nope, I'm just going to get a good training block done. Yeah, and then obviously main focus is just trying to build towards Kona. Like Kona's still the goal for this year. But yeah, for now, it just feels like I'm just going to focus on getting through a week at a time, ticking off some of the like races that I've got coming up, and yeah, get to like basically work up to Hamburg, get through Hamburg, then reassess the like rest of the year.